There are professionals all around you in your county, in your zip code, in your city, depending on where you're at, that are on LinkedIn. They have clientele that could be a potential referral source for you, and you're not connected with them. Why? Why aren't you connected with them? Why is it that every possible referral source in your local area on LinkedIn is not connected to you and doesn't know that you are the local insurance resource? Hey, Gillen here from The Brokerage. Welcome to the BrokerLink podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk to you about social media in 2023. What's working right now? What can you do to be effective? And how can you best utilize your resources?
Welcome to The BrokerLink, your trusted source for growing your insurance business. Brought to you by The Brokerage Inc.
All right, everyone. So like I said in the intro, today we are talking about social media. If you go back to previous episodes of the BrokerLink, there have been times where we've brought this up before, and things always change, right? There's new ways you can leverage social media. There are things you may have been doing in the past that aren't as effective now. And so I wanted to bring you a quick episode today to talk to you about what's working in 2023. What are some ways you can be using social media? So the first point I wanted to make right off the bat is, what is really social media today in 2023 versus maybe what we thought of it as in the past 5 to 10 years? So in the past, social media was created, really it was called social network, right? When especially Facebook was created, it was called a social network. The idea was to, guess what? Network. Share your life with people, with other students, with colleagues, and grow your network and your relationships. That was the idea, to bring people together. Obviously, that evolved over time and turned into what I would call really more of an entertainment platform. And then several have sprung up over the years where now we'll say the word social media, and that could mean a lot of different things. That could be a kid on TikTok addicted to their screen 24/7, scrolling through videos at all times. That could be the journalist that's addicted to Twitter, but that's all text-based, right? But there's even platforms like Substack where it's literally just people that write articles and share ideas with each other. All these things get looped into social media. Even YouTube gets thrown in there. So when we talk about social media here, we're really leaning more into the network platforms. And especially with our clientele, generally being community-based, especially seniors for a lot of the Medicare folks out there, it still tends to be Facebook for the most part, right? That's still the platform of choice for the boomer generation and as well as local businesses, right? Because even though a lot of young people no longer use Facebook, maybe for the networking or sharing their life aspect, a lot of them are part of groups just to know what's going on in town. So like for me, I'm not really a Facebook user, but I am in a few groups. I'm even in one in my local town, Denton. There's a group called Denton Downtowners. It's very informative. Events going on in town, things you need to watch out for, city notices. It's really a useful resource, I got to be honest. And people use it for marketplace, right? Instead of having to do a garage sale, they can sell things. So it has a lot of use cases. And so today, I want to help you break out of the shell of conventional social media, quote, marketing or social media advertising. And maybe if you just take one thing from this episode, I'm going to be happy with that. If you can take one thing today and apply it to your business, that's going to be awesome. So that's kind of a quick discussion about what is social media really, and think for yourself, how do I differentiate each of these? And that really helps you narrow it down, because you'll hear things like every local business, you got to be on social media. That phrase is just thrown around so loosely, and you go, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what I should be doing. Hopefully that helps you narrow it down. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about is, there's business to business and business to consumer. So Should you always be using social media to try to reach customers? No. In fact, what are the best source of leads? You guys know, we've talked about it. It's through referrals, right? Referrals could come from a variety of places. A referral could be a financial advisor. A referral could be someone's CPA. It could be someone's doctor, right? It could be someone that works within the community center that you've been helping volunteer at. Referrals can come from all places. And of course, referrals can come from your own clients and your friends. But as we all know in this business, word of mouth referrals tend to be the best sales. They're not the only ones, but they tend to be the best. Why? Because there's some trust that's already been established. You don't have to start from zero, right? You have been recommended by someone else, and you know there's a need already. They're coming with a need. You're not convincing them they have a need. They're already aware of it. And it tends to go a lot quicker, too, the sales. Okay. Well, social media, there's a B2B platform for social media. And of course, that's LinkedIn, right? Have you thought about the fact that there are professionals all around you in your county, in your zip code, in your city, depending on where you're at, that are on LinkedIn? They have clientele that could be a potential referral source for you, and you're not connected with them. Why? Why aren't you connected with them? Why is it that every possible referral source in your local area on LinkedIn is not connected to you and doesn't know that you are the local insurance resource? If you're not, I want you to think B2B for a minute. I heard a great case study recently about a Medicare broker. Literally her entire strategy, and she has many different avenues where she's getting leads, but she did cold outreach, and she created a landing page specifically targeted at pharmacies. Hey, we are the pharmacy resource for Medicare beneficiaries, and we want to help your customers get the best possible plan, and they can keep you as their pharmacist. That was kind of her whole pitch, and that was a pure B2B, business-to-business play, right? You can create content on LinkedIn literally about what you're doing, right? Take pictures with how you have helped save a client money, how you help put them in a better situation. Tell stories on there, right? I feel like LinkedIn, if you want organic reach, meaning non-paid advertising, there is no better platform for that than LinkedIn. Okay? That is the only one left, to be honest with you, that still has a pretty strong organic reach. Organic meaning you connect with people, it's most likely going to show up in their feed. And if then they engage with it, it may show up in other people's feeds, right? So think about LinkedIn. Am I leveraging LinkedIn to its fullest potential? If you say you want to get into social media, that's a great one to consider. Again, we're not even trying to reach clients on there. I have seen some brokers that jump on LinkedIn, and I think they might be missing the point a little bit, where they're putting like Medicare, plan information type of, like the same you'd put like on a Facebook, they put it on LinkedIn, and I'm going like, no, you're missing the point. You want to open the eyes of some referral relationships. Here at the brokerage, we love technology that helps to streamline your Medicare business. And if that's you, I want to tell you about a great resource provided by the Brokerage Inc., and that is called Simply Enroll. We describe it as the broker's alternative to Medicare.gov. It's powered by Sunfire, and it's the #1 independent platform for advising Medicare Advantage shoppers. With Simply Enroll, you can quote, compare, and enroll on any device, meaning that you can quickly find the right plan for each client, compare the rates and benefits of their current plan, add their doctors. It's like Medicare.gov, but so much better. You can find savings and coverage for prescription drugs. You can even earn additional income by using the platform because things like health risk assessments and value-based care referrals are built into the platform. And to make it even better, you can meet your clients where they feel the most comfortable. You can do it through text, through email, This system is great. So if that interests you, did I mention it's free? Oh, yeah. So go to simplyenroll.com and click sign up today to set up your account. Simplyenroll.com. So then there is the business consumer. We have a couple options there, right? And let's stay within the Facebook ecosystem right now, because of course there are those who will say, oh my gosh, well you could create videos on TikTok about Medicare or ACA and get leads. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, you probably could. You probably could. Here's the dilemma. It's the same with YouTube, right? In the past, I may have recommended people try YouTube. Now I don't recommend that as much as I used to. Here's the reason. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of consistency, right? Because once you start something like that, I mean, you're listening to a podcast right now. If I had just got bored with this 2-3 years ago, you wouldn't be listening to me today. I've had to consistently bring you episodes week after week after week to grow this audience and triple, quadruple the size of the people listening to this. To do the video algorithms, TikTok and YouTube, you have to take the same approach. They constantly require more output for you to grow. For some, that may be a worthy endeavor. But what I want to challenge you with is, remember, there is no location segmenting on something like that. Meaning, if you're based in Oklahoma and you're creating these videos, educating people, and you start getting leads from 10 other states, you're not licensed in those states. You see where I'm going with that? That could be a little counterintuitive. Now, you may refer that out to a broker there. You may decide to go get your non-resident license there. Again, that may not be the best approach for most people. All right. And I'm just trying to keep it real with you and help you make the most of your resources. So let's kind of set that to the side and go back to like the Facebook ecosystem, which includes Instagram as well. So here is my opinion on this as it stands today. You still have the ability to put an ad targeting someone and saying something like, you may qualify for $0 this and that. Click here to find out. It could take them to a lead form or a landing page on your website. You know, there's two options. Keep them on Facebook or take them out to your landing page. You follow up. You try to close the deal from there. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you personal example. I did my own personal money on this recently. And here's the deal. And I did this for ACA recently. I thought, hey, I want to try to sell some ACA. Let me do some Facebook lead ads. And I'm a digital marketer, right? I know how to do this. This is not at all foreign territory for me, right? And I create the ads. And guess what? Of course, I was able to get leads. I know how to get people to fill out a form. I know how to do it. I call them. I follow up. Do you know what I ended up doing? And this was on the first 3 leads that came through right off the bat. Guess what? They don't want to talk to you. You've probably heard that time and time and time again. You get people to fill something out. They don't actually want to talk to you. It's very frustrating, right? And there are people in our industry who will say, well, you just have to look at the big picture. You have to look at the overall earnings. You may have to go through 10 crappy leads to get to that number 11. And that number 11, the lifetime value of that client could pay for the ads, yada, 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 yada. You hear that stuff all the time. Here's my point. Why? If you kind of know your income goals, which you should, by the way, we've talked about that many times, you know what you're trying to build your book up to, then you already have the number in mind. You're not just growing to all eternity. You're saying, I want to reach X clients, X income. The question then for you becomes, what is the most efficient way to get there, right? Because absolutely, if your mindset is just growth at all costs, I just want to get people on my book and I'll kind of make up the difference later. I got plenty of cash to burn. Let's go. And you're rushed, you could probably use that strategy. Again, there are people that can teach you how to run a Facebook lead ad, get people to fill it out, and you can chase people down. And eventually, yes, you will close some of them. You will. You're going to have to spend a lot of money in trial and error to get there. But I do believe you could figure it out if that's what you want to do. What I have found, though, in talking to brokers for almost 4 years now, is that that's not what they want to do. They just want people to call them ready to go. And they think because somebody told them at something they attended that the social media platforms can give that to them, they want in on that. They think there's some secret that has yet to be revealed to them. And I am here to tell you, nope, not secret, nope. So let's pivot then. Again, mark my words. I just said it is possible to do it. I just said you can make money doing it, okay? I don't want to be misquoted saying you can't do that. And again, what I'm talking about specifically, I wish you guys could see like a picture. I may like put some stuff on the blog post, examples of this. What we're talking about is you scroll through Facebook and it's literally you can clearly see it's an ad, right? Click here to see if you qualify or get a quote or, one of those kind of messages. The consumer fills it out and you follow up, right? That's what we're talking about here. They're the most expensive ad type and usually the least quality intent. Okay. But I was on a great call the other day with one of our agency partners, and we were discussing ways to help brokers use social media on a local level. And it was really, really, really good. I came out of that meeting incredibly encouraged to see that people have listened to some of the advice that I've been putting out there over the years, and it's working for them, and it's not costing them a lot. So a great example would be, hey, I'm going to sponsor a local community event or a health fair. There's always something going on in the community, or we're partnering with a provider group, whatever the thing is. And it's going to be in a week or two from now. What a lot of people have started doing is they will literally just target a 5-mile radius around that location. And the ad is just a post. And it's literally a picture of their booth or a picture of them with a happy client or something like that. But it's the actual broker advertising the thing, and it's very personal. And they will say, hey, let's just use me for example. Hey, Gillen Boyer here from the Brokerage Inc. Can't wait to see you all at the, Hunt County Health Fair, right? I'm just making this up here on the fly. Hey, it's Gillen Boyer. Can't wait to see you all next week at the Hunt County Health Fair, where we're going to be helping people understand their Medicare and health insurance options. Would love to see you. Something like that, right? You put the picture and you boost that. You could boost it for $20, $30. The Facebook platform is going to tell you the estimated reach of that, so you could spend more or less, right, depending on how many people you want to reach. And it's only going to show to people that live right within driving distance of that event, right? Then you do the event, and following it, guess what you do? You put a thank you post out there, right? So much fun at the Hunt Regional Health Fair. Thank you for all who came out. Remember, if you have any questions or you need help with your insurance, give us a call, right? You put the contact information, and guess what you do? You boost that in the same exact location. Sorry if you missed us. If you did, we can still help you today. Just give us a call, right? people are spending the cost of, a meal to boost these events and things they're doing in the community. And it's really starting to show. The difference is there was this culture that emerged in the digital marketing space over the last 10 years of attribution. And in other words, you want to be able to track every single customer interaction and how every dollar you spend on advertising converted to a sale, right? That was kind of a new concept because traditionally in marketing world, people didn't know how to really track things that well. Well, guess what? Because the digital world has now essentially merged with the real world, right? It's getting harder and harder to really separate them. I mean, most things are interconnected. You don't have to stress or fret about tracking as much as you once did, right? As long as you are understanding the motivation behind why you're putting something out there. So, again, if Facebook tells me that if I spend $50 boosting this, it's going to reach, whatever the amount is, 5,000 people over the course of a couple of weeks, whatever the thing is, I can take a chill pill. I can pay for that, and I'm just going to throw it at the algorithm and say, whatever comes of this, awesome, right? Because one thing that's for sure coming of it, if nothing else, if you don't have 20, 30 people show up as a result of it, that many people saw your brand, saw that you're plugged into the community, and that you're right down the street from them, right? Because you're targeting people that are right there in your local area. Play the long game, and you're not spending crazy amounts of money like you could be on the lead conversion type of campaigns. Again, it all depends on what you're trying to achieve, but what we should always be trying to do in our local market is become a well-known brand, right? We have to be converting. We have to be closing leads, right? That's how we make money. We have to be making sales, of course. But we should always also be thinking, how can I grow my brand? How can I grow my awareness? How can I grow my reach here in my local community? Okay, so taking that a step further, when we talk about education, right? You could host a Medicare 101 live feed once a month and advertise it to people right there in the local community. Do you hear the word that I keep saying? Local. With all of the compliance that is coming out, as we just recently discussed with Mike and Josh, the call centers that have been picking off our clients for years now, they're going to have a harder time doing that now. It's going to get harder and harder for them to pick off random people that just saw the commercial on TV, right? A lot of people won't even be able to use the word Medicare in their name anymore, right? These things are going to make a huge dent, and people are going to go back to the local expert. I truly believe that. But it would miss the point to just assume that means that social media and all that stuff is no longer relevant. No, it still is. But again, look at it as a supplement. It is a supplement to all the other things you're doing. When you go do an event, you've got to put a picture of that on social media. Again, unless you're somebody who doesn't want to use social media at all, I'm not going to judge you. That's totally your business. But for those of us who have the profiles and have the account, if your client that you just helped enroll is willing to take a picture with you, always ask their permission, do it. Get in the habit of doing it. When you meet with a provider group or you have an event, do it. Take a picture of that. Put it on there. Boost it. Just do it. Make it a habit. That's all I can really say. Consistency. Think outside of the box, right? Don't just do what everyone else is doing. There's all kinds of ways you can reach people online. But again, go back to the local emphasis. All right, everyone. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you. This is kind of my 2023 state of social media marketing, I guess you could say. I hope you took at least one piece of information from this that you went, hey, I can apply that today. Or you may say, hey, maybe I need to stop wasting money on this thing and pivot some of my investments. And if you took one thing out of this today, again, I want you to hear the word local. How can you use these platforms to reach the people right there around you?
You've been listening to The Broker Link, where we empower insurance agents to sell more, earn more, and stay independent. If you're looking for a partner dedicated to helping you grow your insurance business, visit us at thebrokerageinc.com. We'll see you next week.
Hey guys, thanks again for listening to our podcast. We really appreciate you being here. If you've been listening to us for some time, or even if this is your first time of exposure to the Brokerage Inc., a lot of folks ask us, how do I get started, or how do I learn more about getting started with the brokerage? I want to give you a little bit of info about that real quick. The best way that you can learn about getting started with us is just go to thebrokerageinc.com. Right there on the homepage, there's a button that says Get Started. That would be my first step for you. Thebrokerageinc.com, Get Started. And that's going to prompt you to set up a free account in our agent portal. Now from there, you're going to get an inside look at everything we offer. And we'll even connect you to some very helpful new agent advisors here at the brokerage that can answer any questions you may have. There's no pressure. We're not going to try to force you. We only want people that want to work with us. That's the truth at the end of the day. And if that's you, if you're interested in working with us, I would encourage you today, go to thebrokerageinc.com, get started, and then again, you can take an inside look at everything we offer, and then our team can guide you from there if you want to move forward.